Good morning. I'm Mr. Gibbons, and I'm here with the Olathe South ACT support team to talk a little bit about life after high school. Teachers, please give students the handouts if you have not already done so. We're going to talk about choices you have regarding high school, how those choices might impact your future financial situation, and the role of standardized tests in all of this. When we are finished, we're going to ask that each of you set a goal for yourself. Please find the document called ACT Prep and Goal Setting Notes. As you listen to this presentation, write down 3 things you learned, 2 questions you have, and what you think the most valuable piece of information is. Let's start by talking about money. This chart is from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. It shows that the more education you have, the more money you are likely to make, and the more likely you are to be able to find a job. These are median numbers, so half the people make more and half the people make less. Dr. David J. Cook, Vice Chancellor of the KU Edwards campus, said in a recent newsletter that those who invest in higher education reap returns on their investments, that bachelor's degree holders typically earn about $1 million more through the course of their lifetimes than high school graduates, that college graduates are less likely to experience unemployment, and that jobs requiring a master's degree are expected to increase 18% through 2026. Some of you may be more interested in a career that requires a technical school rather than a university. Please notice as you look at these jobs, which require training or certification at a technical school but not from a college, that 2 of these categories net a higher salary than the bachelor's degree category from the previous slide, while 8 of them are below that mark. If you're interested in a tech career, OATC offers plans of study in auto collision, auto technology, construction trades, culinary arts, early childhood career opportunities, and welding technology. See your counselor if you'd like more information. In Kansas, 70% of workers will need a post-secondary degree by 2020. There are 20 people in your classroom right now. 14 of you will need some sort of degree or certification after high school in order to find a job. Before we talk more about college and tech schools, let's back up and talk about the value of high school. The median salary for someone who has a high school diploma is $712 per week. If you work 52 weeks per year for 47 years, which assumes you start working at age 18 and retire at 65, then over your lifetime, you will make $1,740,128. Take that amount of money and divide it by 4 years of high school. Every year you attend high school, you're banking $435,032 of earned income over your lifetime. This means that every day you attend is worth $2,559, and every class you attend is worth $365. There is no job that will pay you $365 an hour as a teenager. I understand that you are not getting paid that money right now, but your education now is an investment that will literally pay you later. The point of these numbers is to stress to you that it is worth your time to be here. This is the best paying job that you can possibly have right now. So now let's look at the long term. Imagine yourself as an adult. You're done with high school and maybe you've gone to college. In terms of money, what kind of lifestyle is important to you? Pictured on this slide are sample budgets based on average monthly expenditures of people who have similar income levels. It is important to note that the average expenditures for someone who makes $712 per week exceeds their income. This means that someone with this income would either need to work overtime, find a second job, or reduce their spending. Additionally, neither of these budgets have accounted for money that's deducted for taxes. Do you want to eat out several times a week or maybe just once or twice a month? Is a fancy car important to you? Do you want to be able to travel? The choices you make now will determine what options you have later. We, your teachers and Olathe South administrators, want you to have as many options open to you as possible. That's why we're using this time to share this information with you. We want you to be informed and make decisions that will help you reach your goals, whatever they may be. Based on the budgets on the previous slide, the car and home pictured here are purchases that are consistent with the income of an average adult who has a high school diploma but no higher education. Pictured here are a car and a home that, with some saving for a down payment, fit within the budget of an average person who completes a bachelor's degree or technical school after high school. We want you to be able to make enough money that you will have options. Not that everyone wants to have a fancy car or a fancy house. You may want to spend your money on travel or family or service to others. However, the career path that you pick will be a determining factor in the type of choices you will be able to make, and the work you do in high school will impact your career choices. When you graduate from high school, you will either continue your education or start a job. Regardless of which path you choose, you will likely have to take a standardized test because both prospective employers and colleges will want to know that you are ready and able to succeed in their business or at their institution. If you choose to follow the college path, these are the requirements for the 6 Kansas Board of Regents schools: KU, K-State, Wichita State, Pitt State, Fort Hays State, and Emporia State. Pay attention to the bolded criteria after the curriculum requirements. By way of context, the students who were in the top 1/3 of Olathe South's graduating class of 2018 had a GPA of 3.85 or higher. These criteria guarantee admission. If you don't meet these criteria, the schools will review your application and then make a decision. The requirements to be eligible to play Division I sports are different. If this is something that's a possibility for you, you want to be particularly aware of the expectations and have a conversation with your coaches and school counselor to make sure that you're on track. Many technical schools in Kansas require an entrance exam such as the Accuplacer, the ACT Work Keys, or the ACT itself. If you choose to go directly into the workforce, your employer may still require the ACT or some other form of proficiency exam. It depends on the business and the job. Businesses that require the ACT Work Keys often offer a higher starting salary to students with higher scores. As you've just seen, many of the paths after high school require that you take the ACT. Even if you do not need the ACT, the skills that the ACT requires will help you on other standardized tests. So let's look at an overview of what the ACT is. The ACT is a nationally administered standardized paper and pencil test that helps colleges evaluate candidates. Generally, you'll take the ACT for the first time in the spring of your junior year. This allows you to reserve the summer months for college applications or enough time to retake the test during the fall of your senior year if you're not satisfied with your score. The exam lasts 2 hours and 55 minutes or 3 hours and 25 minutes with the optional writing test, and the order of test sections and the total number of questions covered in each test section never changes. The English section is 45 minutes and has 75 questions. The math section is 60 minutes and has 60 questions. The reading and science tests are both 35 minutes and both have 40 questions.
Hello, I'm Dr. Brian Hargrove. I'll be covering the standardized tests that are available for you to take and may be helpful for you to take before you leave high school. The major concern for you is making sure you have taken the correct test to ensure your entrance into your college or university of choice. It is critical that you check with the entrance requirements for your college or university of choice. Again, there are several options for you, and each test opens a variety of doors for you. So let's get started. There are several options for you in terms of testing, but the key is to make sure you take the right test needed for your school or business of choice and make sure you obtain a high score on the test. Your test score is important because not only does it get you into future school or a job, it also opens doors for scholarships and higher salaries. The ACT is required by most colleges in the Midwest. Scores of 22 or higher are required by most state institutions, with higher scores opening more doors for scholarship opportunities. The SAT is required by most schools in the East or West Coast. In general, the more selective a school is, the higher your SAT scores will be needed for your chance of admission. It is your responsibility to check with the minimum requirements for SAT and SAT scores at your future school of choice. The ASVAB, Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery Test, is required by all military branches to enlist in them. Each branch has a minimum requirement to enlist, but higher scores on the test allows more enlistment bonuses. Ask your recruiter about the minimum scores required or options available for higher scores. Most military branches require a high school diploma or GED to enlist. The PSAT is a great primer for the SAT, and even the ACT, but it's more than just a trial run. PSAT scores are used to identify national merit scholars and award merit scholarships. More than 3.4 million high school students, mostly juniors and sophomores, take this test nationwide. Multiple choice standardized test every year. The PSAT gives you an opportunity to understand the standardized test experience. Your scores will not be sent to colleges and do not impact your high school grades, but you should still take the test very serious. PSAT scores determine your eligibility for national merit scholarships and help with the selection process for admission into selective schools. The MAP and KS assessments are used to measure students' progress in school over time. The MAP test shows your strengths and weaknesses in reading and mathematics. Teachers use these information to give instruction. The Kansas State assessments are used to show what students have learned in each subject area. They are required by the state to ensure your academic potential and progress. What is a good score? The average ACT score for the class of 2017 in the state of Kansas was a 21.7. The national average is a 20. About half the students score above that, and about half the students score below. The top 25% of ACT takers score about 24 or higher. If your score is above 24, that's excellent. The bottom 25% of ACT scorers score 16 or less. So if you're scoring in that range, consider attending a workshop or get tutoring. Our district is committed to helping you do your very best on these tests. Research has shown that one of the best ways to improve your score on the ACT is by taking practice tests. In order to help you prepare, there will be a district-wide testing day on October 10th. On this day, all freshmen, sophomores, and juniors will take a standardized test. Freshmen will take the PSAT or the PSAT 8 through 9. Sophomores and juniors will take the PSAT and ACT practice test. Juniors also have the option of taking the ASVAB. The October 10th ACT practice test is free to all sophomores and juniors. The actual ACT test costs $50 without the writing section. The ACT with the written test is $67. Please take advantage of this opportunity. Take the practice test seriously and do your best on them. Your test will be graded and returned to you. There will be opportunities during Falcon 50 to go over the problems you have missed so you can help future prepare for the real ACT test. Please read through the ACT prep timeline for a list of all prep opportunities available throughout the school year. Your ACT score will open doors for scholarship opportunities, so take them seriously. At the University of Kansas, for example, an ACT score of 24 in combination with a 3.75 high school GPA qualifies the students for over $1,000 per year. The higher your ACT score, the more money you are eligible to receive. This also shows the importance of keeping your grades up. The grades you make at freshman will impact the amount of money you receive for college. Please refer to the ACT scholarship and college tuition handouts to see current tuition prices and scholarships that can be earned from the 6 Kansas Board of Regents schools in the state of Kansas.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Gibbons, and I'm going to share with you some ways that you can prepare for the ACT. We recommend that you take the ACT in the spring of your junior year. This year, for the first time, the state of Kansas is going to pay for every junior to take the ACT or the ACT work keys. The free test will be given in February. Juniors will want to take advantage of as many prep opportunities as possible before the February test. There are many opportunities that you can utilize to prepare for the test and even improve your score. During the school day, you can attend ACT prep workshops during Falcon 50. There is an elective ACT prep course available to juniors and seniors that you can add to your schedule. Your teachers can answer any questions you have. Peer tutors are available in the Writing Center and in the Math Lab. The bottom line is that you should work hard in school and take advantage of every opportunity you have. To practice test-taking strategies and timing, pick up the free ACT and PSAT practice tests in the counseling office. There are also many online resources like Khan Academy, as well as the Johnson County Library and the school library that you can access. All of these options are free. For a fee, you can sign up for Saturday morning ACT workshops this fall on September 29th and October 6th, or evening ACT workshops in the spring. In the early summer, there's an ACT boot camp that will prepare you immediately before the June ACT. Finally, you can sign up for PrepWorks through the school district. You each have a handout with test-taking strategies on it. Please read through these and try some of them on your next practice test. Then try some on the district-wide assessment day practice test on October 10th. Not all strategies work for everyone. It's important that you practice the strategies and use the ones that work for you.
Hello, I am Mrs. Hastings, and we are going to take some time to set some personal goals. Research has shown that people with goals outperform people without goals. This idea seems obvious, but many people don't set goals for themselves. Once you set a goal, there are no excuses for not reaching it. Every one of you can do this, and here's why. Research has shown that when we make a mistake, even if we are not aware of it, our brain grows. This means that making a mistake is a very good thing. Your intelligence is not predetermined. It is not fixed. Each and every one of you can get smarter. This means that your brain can actually grow. Scientists have proven it. And the best way to do that is to practice, make mistakes, and practice some more. Please find your goal-setting worksheet. Use these ACT benchmark scores to set an ACT goal. Write it down in the top of the box on your goal worksheet. Teachers, you may pause the video if your students need more time to set their goal. Now that you've set your goal, you need to make a plan for reaching it. Choose 3 test prep opportunities from this list or from your ACT prep timeline to participate in this year. Fill them in on your worksheet. Set a deadline for completing each one. Teachers, please pause the video if your students need more time. These are the ACT test dates and registration deadlines for this year. If you take the test in December, April, or June, you can request a copy of your test and the answers through ACT's Test Information Release Program. The cost to get your test back is $20. The request may be made up to 3 months after your test date. This is an excellent way to review if you plan to take the test a second time. Finally, choose an accountability method and fill it in on your worksheet. You might want to put a reminder in your phone or ask your parents to help hold you accountable. If you have questions, please come see us. We are happy to help. Thank you for your attention today. Now it's up to you. Go grow your brain and make things happen.